Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to our virtual dialogue with the Dean, bringing you more campus updates from Purdue and the College of Pharmacy. Before we start, I just wanted to remind everyone that if you have any questions throughout this video, please feel free to leave a comment here and we'll be sure to respond. Well, today we have with us College of Pharmacy students Emily Harvath, fourth-year PharmD candidate, and Hunter Skelton, who is a new P1 student in the program. Both Emily and Hunter were recipients of the old golden ticket. This initiative is part of Protect Purdue and encouraged students to become fully vaccinated against COVID-19. Once submitting necessary documentation, students on our campus, and that is their vaccine documentation, students were entered into a drawing for a chance to win the amount of a year's of in-state tuition, which was $9,992. Emily and Hunter, thank you for joining me today. So let's kick it off. I'm going to ask Hunter, we'll have you go first. Tell us who you are, where you're from, and then how did you feel winning the old golden ticket?
Yeah, so my name is Hunter Skelton. I'm from West Lafayette, Indiana. And I was completely shocked when that train showed up in front of my house. There are just so many people who got vaccinated on Purdue's campus, and just to know that I was one of the 10 who got a golden ticket was just amazing. It's something I never thought would happen. I was just really surprised and excited, and just so happy. It was really great to know that the whole Purdue community was cheering me on, and especially the pharmacy community as well.
Did you get to take a ride on the Boilermaker special around your neighborhood?
I did, and all my siblings got to go too.
Oh, how fun. So tell me, why was it important for you to get vaccinated?
Yeah, so I wanted to get vaccinated because I wanted to protect the people that I care about. I have a lot of younger siblings, and a lot of people in my family are immunocompromised, with like asthma and lung conditions. So it was important for me to get vaccinated so I wouldn't bring something home to them, that could put them in the hospital. I wanted to protect my friends, and I wanted for things to go back to normal at Purdue. I got one semester of freshman year where things were normal, and then everything was really weird. And I would just love to get back to the Purdue community that I had my first semester freshman year, because it was just so fun. And I can't wait for things to be like that again.
Great. Well, congratulations on winning an old golden ticket. I was certainly very, very proud to see you and Emily when that week popped up. Well, Emily, I'm going to have you introduce yourself and tell us, how did you feel winning the old golden ticket?
Yeah, my name is Emily Harvath. I'm from Greentown, Indiana originally, which is just outside of Kokomo. And I would say that I just felt like it was so surreal. I didn't even believe that it was happening for most of the time that it was happening. My mom did a really good job of faking me out. So we were just on our usual afternoon walk, and I actually saw the Boilermaker special, and I said to her, "Hey mom, it's the Boilermaker special. Someone must have won the ticket." And she was like, acting like she didn't know what I was talking about. And then, my whole family is on the train, and I'm like, oh, this is actually me. So even up until the moments that it was literally happening, I still, like, no part of my brain thought that it was actually going to be me. So overwhelming, super surreal. And I really hadn't given it that much thought, because as a pharmacy student, I was fortunate enough to get vaccinated way back in January. I got my second dose. So wasn't even a blip on my radar. I just kind of submitted the documentation because they needed it. And yeah.
Well, why was it important for you to get vaccinated?
I think for me, it was important, as after all that I'd learned in pharmacy school, I just knew that it was safe and effective. I understood the mechanism of how the vaccine worked, so I knew that a lot of these concerns people are having are probably unfounded. And I felt that if I was going to be a healthcare worker and be interacting with patients, I needed to be protecting my patients, protecting my loved ones as well. And just, if I'm going to recommend it to patients, then I should be walking that walk and talking the talk. So it was important that I got it as soon as I could to set that example for the people around me.
Well, just know that all of us here in the college are really, really proud of both of you. And the fact that the College of Pharmacy got highlighted as a result of you winning the Old Golden Ticket does exactly that. It sets an example for our campus that we're leaders in healthcare on this campus, and I'm appreciative of that. Typically, we let our guests ask me a question. So I think, Hunter, maybe you have a question for me.
I do. What is the current state of campus in regards to vaccinations, mask mandate, and returning to normalcy?
Well, as of today, which is August 27th, just to ground it, this is an ever-evolving story. We continue to see more people getting vaccinated every day. The vaccine clinic on campus continues to administer somewhere upwards of 100 vaccines a day, which is great. If we do that over the course of 1 week, just to place context, there's about 55,000 people on our campus. For every 500 people we vaccinate, that's nearly 1 percentage point. So we can actually tick up the percentages each week. Right now, just over 44,000 people have been vaccinated, which I think is amazing for our campus community. Again, out of about 55,000, that's 80% of our total campus community is fully vaccinated or has reported their full vaccination status. And we know there's even more that are somewhere in the middle that have received 1 dose of the mRNA vaccines and are awaiting that second dose. And so we'll be picking up more people as we go on. 90% of faculty are fully vaccinated, and 75% of our staff have reported that they are fully vaccinated. Probably more closer to home, 87% of students who are living in our university residences, they are the ones that live truly in our bubble, have reported their full vaccination status, which is phenomenal. And 79% of those students living in our congregate houses, which is our fraternities, sororities, and co-ops. And so we feel very good about where we are in terms of vaccination status right now. And just to brag, College of Pharmacy is right at the top, not surprising for a campus. Our students, 85% of students within the college, that's the undergraduates, graduates, and professional students, have reported their vaccine status. And we know that number is going to continue to go up. Masks currently are required in all indoor spaces right now. Tippecanoe County is still experiencing high transmission per CDC definition. So we continue to use face masks as an effective mitigation strategy for the spread of the virus, especially indoors and in our classrooms, which we want to keep safe. Everything is really at full density. So we talk about going back to normal. As you're moving into the classroom, our students will experience full density. But with the high vaccination rate that we have and masks always being worn indoors, we feel things will take a step to normal. We do hope that this wave from the Delta variant will pass here in the next couple of weeks and begin to decline. There's some early evidence to suggest we're close to that here in the state of Indiana and certainly in Tippecanoe County. So we'll keep our fingers crossed that things continue to improve in terms of cases. Our health systems are right now very stressed, and they're going to continue to be pretty stressed probably through most of the month of September. But hopefully things will continue to improve. To be at Purdue, student or employee, we've stressed personal responsibility. So a person really has 2 choices. That is, either provide their vaccination record to us or submit to be a part of our regular weekly surveillance testing program. And that got kicked off this week. And so we'll be getting some surveillance numbers as well, which gives us a really good sense of what prevalence of the disease is in the population of the unvaccinated. And so we're looking forward to sort of dissect those data next week as we get those rolled in. So overall, we're taking another step back to normalcy. We had hoped that maybe things would have cleared a little bit more, but we're close. We need to continue to get as many people vaccinated as possible, provide boosters for those who are most vulnerable, and that will be coming online here. And then probably most important, I think, Hunter, this is something you mentioned, is the approval process for those under the age of 12 who currently cannot get vaccinated and represent a vulnerable population. And so over the next 3 or 4 months, we think many of these things are going to come to fruition. And we're very, very optimistic that by the time we get to January, most of the things should be in place to allow us to take a pretty reasonable step back to normal. So that's kind of where we are on the Purdue campus. We remain pretty optimistic and look forward to a great fall semester. Hunter and Emily, again, thank you for spending a little bit of time with me this morning. For those of you that are watching, please comment on this video if there are any topics you'd like to see us discuss in the future. We thank everybody for watching. We'll see you next month. As always, hail Purdue and boiler up.